YouTube, it's Ian. Welcome to my channel. This is gonna be my first story time, and I don't want to sound weird or anything. I'm 15 years old, and every week I'm gonna be vlogging, and then one day of the week I will pick, or you guys can pick. I will tell a story, and sometimes it'll be sad, sometimes it'll be happy, sometimes it'll be funny, sometimes it'll be scary. Just all different types of mixed emotions. Today I wanted to talk about the story that that happened a couple weeks ago, and it was really sad. It was really scary for me, and it was really sad for another boy that happened. I don't want to spoil it yet, but I'm just going to say there's two parts of the story. One part's where the boy got killed, and the other part's my story. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the little boy. The little boy was not little. He was about 14, 15 years old. He was in 8th grade. He was going to become a freshman, and his friend, which I know I'm not going to say her name, had left him, and after school, so he was walking home from school, because where I live there's different parts, because where I live there's two different school districts. There's Penn and there's Mishawaka. Mishawaka schools aren't very wealthy, and they don't have a lot of money to buy buses, and so a lot of kids have to walk or either ride their bike, etc. One way or another to get to school. And he had to walk home that day, and I think if my friend Kaylee, I'm just gonna say her first name, had been walking with him, I don't think he would have died. Anyways, he had walked home, and he had his music kind of blaring. It was really sad. I mean, he was a good dude. He actually came to school and made people's hearts from small to big. He really made people happy, and just by the way he talked and the way he acted made people laugh, and etc. And that's why I say he was a really good kid. Anyways, he had his music blaring, and there was a train on one track going east, and he was watching it, and another train from the west track. So he was standing on one track, and he was watching the train come this way towards him. Another train on this track behind him was coming this way. So he got killed from behind, while the train ran him over from behind. So I don't know if that's kind of hard to explain, but he was standing on one part of the track, and he was standing, because normally there's two tracks. He was standing on one track, and watching a train pass, and a train came in another direction and killed him from behind, and it was really sad, and it was really sad for his family and everyone that lived in the area, because Zach was, like I said, was a really good kid, and he had never really got to go to high school and go to college and etc. And he didn't do anything wrong other than stand on the tracks, and that was a big mistake. And now I'll explain my story. Okay, so this happened last week on a Tuesday, last Tuesday I should say, and my mom and I, because I'm in off school right now, it's summertime, as you guys can tell by the date, and usually you guys get out between June through August, and then you guys go back to school sometime in August. My mom does a thing called Find a Grave, where she goes and people that live in different states, and people in my town, not just my town, but everyone in everyone's town, if you have a family member that has died and you want to see their grave or get a picture of it, you just contact my mom or anybody who's on Find a Grave, and they'll go into the town and into the cemetery and take a picture for it, and they'll probably do the same thing back for you if you need anything. But that's how you guys kind of make more friends, you can talk people across the country and etc. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Anyways, my mom had gone to the cemetery, and I wanted to go with her, because there's train tracks right by the cemetery. And I have always been interested in the railroad. I want to be a railroad engineer, and I want to be, part of the railroad. And I want to help deliver, things across the country through railroad. As you guys know, that railroad is a trespassing area, and it's private property owned by the Federal Railroad Company. Whatever tracks they are owned by, whether it's Norfolk Southern, Amtrak, Canadian, etc., BNSF. And anyways, I don't want to get off too topic, but I had been walking on the tracks, and I wasn't paying attention. And where I live, the trains are not allowed to blow their horns because I live in the city. And my house, particular, is in the county. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Not in the middle of nowhere, but it's not like where buildings and buildings are compacted together. I live more of like in a county area where there's still stores, there's still restaurants and etc. But there's not building to building skyscraper type city. So, anyways, the trains are not allowed to blow their horns where I live, and I seen a red light about 1,000 feet down the track, and it was blinking at first, and then it just stayed red. So I just figured maybe there was, I didn't really know, maybe they're doing construction, or maybe the light was broken or something. So I wasn't really paying attention. I was just walking down the tracks, and while my mom was taking pictures of graves, for these cemeteries, I was walking on the tracks. And like I said, I haven't really been paying attention, and I seen the red light, and I wasn't paying attention, and the train was really quiet. My mom had yelled, "Ian, get off the tracks," like really loud, and I heard it kind of like vaguely, and I looked behind me, and there was a big, huge freight train coming like literally right behind me, and like here's me, and then like here's me right here, and then the train was like coming right behind me, and if my mom hadn't said anything, I probably wouldn't have been making this video. I probably would have been really dead. I was very, very scared, due to the fact that, I almost got killed by a train, and I would have been the second boy in Mishawaka to be killed by a train that day, and, both of us live tons of years to live, have tons of years to live, and, that would have been really sad, and I really pray for my mom, because, that how would you like it to see if your son was, on the tracks, and he had his bells ringing. The engineer had his bells ringing on the train. I didn't really hear those, and I just happened to have stayed on the tracks, and I jumped out of the way right before, because I heard him started braking, because when you can hear a train brake, them whistles on the wheels, you can hear him still trying to stop, and he was really trying to brake, and he wasn't blowing his horn, but he had his, bells ringing like ding, 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 type thing, and I was really scared, and that's why I say, when people tell you, stay off the tracks, just because, you think maybe, oh, there's never going to be a train that comes on it, I'm just going to cross this bridge real quick, or I'm just going to take a couple pictures of the trains, I'm just saying, so a lot of trains are quiet, and, you could really risk your life, and your family could really, really miss you. So that's what I'm trying to say, I'm just here to explain my story, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the story. Comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe even share if you want your friends to, tell you guys, to really watch out on train tracks, because yesterday was really scary, or not yesterday, last Tuesday was really scary, and just to know that a train's behind you, and you're running towards, in an opposite direction, the train's coming behind you, you're scared. It's almost like you can't jump out of the way, you feel like you have to keep going and going and going until you get out of the way, but, I jumped out of the way, and I happened to have tripped on the rail, and I'm lucky my foot didn't stay on the track, you know. And I'm just lucky all in the beginning, you know. I prayed to God last night, or last Tuesday. I don't know why I keep saying last night. Last Tuesday, you know, because I'm lucky to share this story with you guys. So, you know, be careful on the tracks, you know, just because you think that, you know, oh, the train's probably abandoned, or, you know, the train's never going to come, you know, you never know. And before you know it, it's too late. You know, them trains take almost a mile to stop, and a mile is a pretty long way. It's just crazy that people have died every year from trains. But I just want to share that little story with you guys, and I hope you guys really liked it. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to talk about, because, you know, if you don't know what it feels like, then, you know, I'm not saying go out there and do it, but, you know, you'll know, you'll really feel it once you're in that situation. And a lot of people say, oh, I may be overacting, but, you know, I'm really not. I'm explaining to you guys what I feel like, you know. But I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you guys really enjoyed this vlog, or story, whatever you guys want to call it. So I just want to say that I love you guys, and peace out.